Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be going over if you should pick up Luocha or Ruan Mei for free using the Golden Companion Spirit token that you'll be able to acquire for free between version 3.2 through version 3.4. Before we begin today's video, let me know one of your favorite video games, or for those that are excited for the Switch 2, which game are you the most excited for that will be coming out? Lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe, hit the like button to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. To begin, let's just talk a little bit about the Golden Companion Spirit token. As mentioned in 3.2 through version 3.4, you'll be able to acquire one of these tokens for free by logging in. This token will allow you to get a free 5-star from the Stellar Convergence shop. The 5 stars in this shop will include Luocha and Ruan Mei as the initial limited 5 stars, and then all of these standard 5-star characters. Some important details regarding the token in the shop is that Golden Companion tokens will not expire. The shop will eventually add more limited 5-star characters, and Ruan Mei as well as Luocha will remain permanently in this shop. Now that we've gone over some of those details though, let's discuss Ruan Mei and Luocha's value. Starting off with Ruan Mei, she's an Ice Harmony character who can provide numerous beneficial buffs that allows her to be a flexible option for teams. When it comes to Ruan Mei's kit, Ruan Mei's skill will allow her to gain Overtone for 3 turns, and when Ruan Mei has Overtone, she'll be able to increase all allies' damage by 32% at level 10, and also increase all allies' weakness breaking efficiency by 50%. One of Ruan Mei's traces, Candle Lights on Still Waters, will allow the damage increase from her skill to further increase by 36%, as long as her break effect reaches 180% in battle. This now results in a 68% damage increase for the entire team through her skill. As for the additional weakness breaking efficiency, this will now allow you to break enemies at a faster rate, and is especially useful for break-oriented teams, as additional weakness breaking efficiency not only helps you break enemies faster, but can also improve the super break damage you can deal onto enemies, assuming that you are playing, of course, a super break-oriented team. As for Ruan Mei's ultimate, she'll deploy a zone for 2 turns, which will increase all allies' ult-type res pen, and now when enemies are hit, they'll be afflicted with Rebloom, which makes a pretty flower appear above their heads, and now once enemies afflicted with Rebloom are broken, they'll get delayed when attempting to recover their toughness meter, which can be beneficial in the case of keeping enemies broken longer in order to inflict more instances of super break onto them. As for Ruan Mei's talent, she'll increase the speed of all allies within battle by 10%, and when allies break enemies, Ruan Mei will deal an additional bit of her own ice break damage. Now for Ruan Mei's technique, she'll additionally trigger her skill without using any skill points at the start of a fight, and her technique is very powerful in modes like Simulated Universe or Divergent Universe, especially when stacking a bunch of blessings, as she'll be able to deal a nice chunk of damage onto enemies when using her technique. As for Ruan Mei's last 2 traces, Days Wane Thoughts Wax will allow her to regenerate 5 energy at the start of her turn, and Inert Respiration allows her to grant all allies 20% additional break effect. When it comes to Ruan Mei's overall kit, she'll be able to nicely buff up teams with the variety of benefits she has. For break teams, the additional speed, break effect, or ultimate, as well as the additional weakness breaking efficiency is very useful. As for teams outside of break, the ult-type res pen from the ultimate, the damage boost from her skill, the speed boost, and so on are beneficial for furthering the damage output of the team. When it comes to Ruan Mei teams, she pairs very nicely with any of our break-oriented DPSs or hybrid break DPS characters, some being Firefly, Rappa, Boothill, and so on. As for other damage dealers, you can pair Ruan Mei as a general flexible slot for hyper carry or dual DPS teams. Especially since she has team-wide buffs, this allows her to be a pretty nice character to consider for dual DPS teams, since the entire team will be able to take advantage of the buffs that she provides. And if you don't have too many support characters, she could be a very powerful fill-in option to further improve your team's damage potential. As for those curious about Castorice and Ruan Mei, Castorice will be able to nicely take advantage of Ruan Mei's buffs, and for running Poet of Morning Collapse on Castorice, Ruan Mei's speed buff will not mess this up, as the speed buff from Ruan Mei is within battle, while Poet of Morning Collapse only considers the holder's stats outside of battle rather than inside of battle, so the two can definitely be used together. And for those who have Ruan Mei already, E1 Ruan Mei is a very strong upgrade to consider, as this will allow her versatility to strengthen even more for teams, as E1 now allows allies to ignore enemies' defenses by 20% when attacking them when her zone from her ultimate is active, which this can now further improve the damage output of the team, and majority of teams can highly take advantage of this to deal even more damage onto enemies now, which as a result makes this a very strong Eidolon consideration for allowing her to have even more flexibility and value when it comes to her buffing capabilities. Now for Luocha, he is an imaginary abundance character who scales off of attack for his healing. When it comes to Luocha's skill, he will heal an ally by 60% of his attack plus 800 at level 10, and Luocha will gain 1 stack of Abyss Flower after using his skill. Luocha also has an emergency heal in his kit, which will trigger his skill without using any skill points whenever an ally's HP is at 50% or below. This can be triggered again after 2 turns once it does end up happening. Luocha will also gain 1 stack of Abyss Flower from this emergency heal as well, and is overall a very nice quality of life factor he has. Additionally, Luocha's Trace Cleansing Revival will allow him to cleanse 1 debuff on an ally when using his skill on them, which is another beneficial factor to his sustaining capabilities. As for Luocha's ultimate, he'll deal damage to all enemies, remove a buff from all enemies, and he'll also gain 1 stack of Abyss Flower from using his ultimate. Luocha's talent states that once he gets 2 stacks of Abyss Flower, then he'll consume the stacks and create a healing zone for 2 turns, being Luocha's turns. While this zone is active, anytime an ally attacks an enemy, that ally will restore HP based on Luocha's attack. Luocha's Trace Sanctified will now allow your allies to also restore HP whenever an ally attacks an enemy while the healing zone is active. This results in a lot of healing for the team overall, and once the 2 turns of the healing zone are up, then you'll have to get 2 stacks of Abyss Flower once again, which shouldn't be too difficult as he can get a stack from his skill, the emergency heal skill, and his ultimate. Luocha's final trace through the valley will allow him to resist crowd control debuffs by 70%, which is useful as he'll be able to continuously sustain the team without many issues. When it comes to Luocha's first Eidolon, when his healing zone is active, all allies' attack will increase by 20%. Between Luocha and Ruan Mei's first Eidolon, Ruan Mei's would definitely be the winner when it comes to value it provides for teams, through improved damage output as well as being able to provide more value for characters who rely on other stats than attack, for example HP scaling damage dealers. When it comes to Luocha on teams, he's a flexible option as he'll ensure your team is healthy when it comes to his constant flow of healing, especially through his healing zone, and as a result, he's a very flexible option for teams, and pairs very nicely with our recent damage dealer Mydei, and will also be a strong option alongside Castorice since his healing zone as well as emergency healing through his skill will be valuable for gaining her new bud, which new bud allows her to use her ultimate to summon her memosprite dragon Netherwing. And the healing zone is also useful for gaining back Netherwing HP as well. Regarding both of our limited options in the shop, I would recommend Ruan Mei over Luocha, especially if you're lacking supports, are considering E1 Ruan Mei, or just play break teams and don't have Ruan Mei just yet. When it comes to Luocha, while he is a good option for Castorice, for those that are interested in of course pulling Castorice, Gallagher, which is a 4-star option, is also a very good sustain for her, especially considering how he'll be able to get her a bunch of new bud as well, due to him being able to afflict enemies with Besotted. Plus, Gallagher is also going to be on Castorice's banner, so for those that don't have him or are looking to get his Eidolons, he'll be easier to get on her banner due to the rate up. On top of that, we also have Hyacine coming in version 3.3, and while we don't know fully what Hyacine will do, it is speculated that she is a healer due to her description and lore reasons, and if she is, she may end up being one of Castorice's best sustain options. So in this case of Luocha, I would highly consider just waiting before using a token on him. If you feel like you don't really care for another support at the moment or Ruan Mei's Eidolons, then you can just save the token to see the next characters coming into the shop. I will personally be saving my free token to see what future characters will be coming into the shop, as they may end up being more to my liking, and the same can end up applying to you as well. So overall, I'd say if you heavily want Ruan Mei, then she is a very nice option to consider using your token on, but if you currently don't have a strong need for her, then I would recommend waiting to see the next characters coming to the shop to see who you would like to use your token most on. I'd love to know which characters you're personally considering using the token on from the shop, or if you'll be saving your token for the future. Lastly, I hope you all did enjoy this video, and if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.